I'm in the aeronautics field, yes. Okay.
And oh, phone was gone.
You know, I think your project is wonderful, and I think it's something that's absolutely necessary. The most fascinating part about this is how fathers have given their power away simply because we have been led through, or led to believe through society, um, that fathers really don't matter, that we're not important necessarily to the actual creation of the family, which really couldn't be further from the truth. And I think the identity of men and fathers, not only in this country but maybe around the world, has suffered greatly in the last 50, 60, maybe 75 years, in that we're not really clear about what our roles are. Um, and at the birth, when the father is basically excluded from most of the process or all of the process, we're stuck, you know, behind the glass. We're not allowed to really participate in the actual birthing. Um, Depending upon, you know, the setting, the father is completely disempowered. And, you know, that's kind of where we lose it. That's where we've lost not only our masculinity, but also our identity as fathers. This is where it happened. I mean, this is where we've lost maybe the biggest part of ourselves is in the birthing process, because you know this. Yes, your partner, your wife, is delivering the baby and has created the baby, and nature has selected the feminine to do the creative process, but that doesn't in any way um, take away or discount any of the role of the father as provider and protector and nurturer. And this is where we've given it away. We're not there. We have allowed ourselves to be disconnected from that process, which is the biggest process, probably one of the biggest moments a man will ever have in his life. I mean, it's not like hitting a home run or scoring a touchdown, all right? Your children are your legacy. They're an extension of you, the part of you that lives on after, and irregardless of all the wealth, all the knowledge, the property that you have, when you cross over, what the world remembers is none of that. It's your children. Okay, it's the extension of the family. You know, were you loved or were you not loved? I mean, that's really what it comes. You know, your children are our legacy. Um, and in that, there's something to be cherished, nurtured, and given every opportunity of protection and love. I think when children are disconnected from their fathers, for whatever reason, and the statistics hold this up, actually, children that are raised in a fatherless home, 80% of the males go to jail at least once. 70% go to jail at least twice in fatherless homes. Now the statistics are absolutely clear and they're absolutely irrefutable, and they are holding up year after year after year. It's not to say that it's always that dramatic, but there are issues simply because a woman cannot teach a man to be a man. It really takes a male, a father figure, to teach a man to be a man, to know what it's like to be a man. Just like a father cannot teach a daughter how to be a woman, to be a mother. It isn't just the perspective or the knowledge piece, but it's the emotional piece. And we're different, you know, we're wired different. That's not to say that, you know, some mothers can't be strong as far as providing boundaries, but it's an identity thing, okay? Um, And I think your work is absolutely imperative because fathers have been cut out of that. And you know, when you look at child custody battles, when you look at divorces, typically the father is the one who's excluded. He's looked at basically as an ATM machine, isn't given many of the rights or even equal rights that the mother is. In fact, there are some states where the definition of family doesn't even include the father. And that's a tragedy. So, you know, where do fathers fit in this? And essentially, it appears, at least at this point, that fathers have been giving their power away. They have allowed the medical community, they have allowed the courts to basically dictate to them what their role's going to be, as opposed to the fathers stepping up and just saying, no, this is our role. You need to change your model. You need to change your perspective. You need to change your paradigm of what fatherhood's all about. We're not going to accept your definition any longer. And, you know, and in the last 10 years, we're seeing a lot more father advocacy groups coming up, which is fantastic, because children need a mother and a father. And that's just the way it is. And, you know, a lot of dads just need to step up, and we just need to reclaim it, and we need to change the way it is. It's not going to change for us. We have to do it. And we have to do it in a very responsible way. In a way that shows leadership, that shows integrity, that shows honor, because everything we do is a mirror for our sons and our daughters.